We are live. Hello. Hello, fabulous people. I am JT Ellison, and also known as Thriller Chick. And I am joined today by PA Page, who is the brains behind all of the operations. And we needed to do a test run live because next week, around this time, I get to have the brilliant, wonderful, awesome Jean Ann Krentz on to chat with everyone. And I'm super excited, but I figured maybe I should learn how to do this before we did that. So here we are. Friday afternoon. It's been a crazy day. I know a lot is going on in the world, and my deepest prayers are with everybody who is in harm's way right now. And I hope that things resolve themselves quickly. Um, anyway, Friday Reads went up, and my main book this week is Victoria Schwab's Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. V is a friend of mine. We have known each other, oh my gosh, I don't know, 15 years at least now, since before she moved to Edinburgh and got her Masters of Monsters. I mean, she and I have been friends for a really long time, and I am super excited about this book. I read it earlier this year. I read a galley, and it is stunning. It is absolutely incredible. She has taken Addie LaRue. The book is still in the Addie LaRue world, but she has leaned in on it. And it's instead about hope and joy, it's about hunger and how we strive for things and how, literal hunger, physical hunger, and emotional hunger. And it's an incredible book. Paige, you bought it last night, right?
Yeah, I am so excited. I love Addie LaRue. I've loved everything I've read by her, so I'm super excited to read it.
Yeah, it's very cool. Well, I was supposed to do this earlier in the week, and I'm hoping that this actually tapes so I can post it on Instagram. But my week has been crazy. But I got a box of goodies, and at the end here, if anybody's interested, I've got an extra copy of a signed copy that I'd be happy to give away. So in the box of Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, we have a really cool, handy dandy reader's group guide, which I think is brilliant because this is definitely a book you're going to want to sit down with your book club with and chit chat and figure things out. We have Toxic Lesbian Vampires pin. I remember when V was walking around with the tote bag saying this book was Toxic Lesbian Vampires. And I just thought that was the funniest thing because, I mean, what vampire isn't toxic, right? They just happen to be gay. It's just, it's just one of those things. Here is a cocktail, the Midnight Spritz. That's the non-alcoholic version. Pomegranate juice, of course. Lime juice, smoked tea, a Lapsang Souchong would do well. Ginger beer, black cherry, and rosemary sprigs. I mean, I know I saw V make this on her social media. It was pretty cool. And the other side is the alcoholic midnight sangria. So I will be trying the spritz, and hopefully you guys will go and check out that. There is also a QR code. I will hold that up for a little bit, in case anybody wants to take a picture of it, to a playlist.
Oh, that's so fun.
How fun is that? I think we may need to QR code playlists for the last scene playlist for Hallie's playlist.
Great
and
idea.
My playlist. Yeah. So make a note. Part of why I wanted you on this is so I can show you all the cool stuff. It's like, I like this idea. Really cool. So 3 women, 3 playlists. I'll turn it back around one more time, just in case anybody's trying to get it. Okay, cool. There is. This is super cool. Tattoos, of course. because if you don't know Victoria, she is covered in tattoos. Oh, there we go. That should probably be that right side up.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice view.
Yes, she's got some absolutely spectacular ink, and now you can have some of the same ink that she has. Super cool. I actually, total aside, yesterday saw that there's a whole new line of vitamins as tattoos. They're little tattoos that you put on your skin, and it gives you your dose of vitamins for the day. For
Okay,
people who
that's
can't
really
swallow, yeah, like for big pills
uh,
and stuff that you can't swallow the pills, the vitamins. I'm gonna get some for my mom. I think that would be so cool. So super cool. And then the infamous tote bag. Now, this one doesn't say toxic lesbian vampires, but it does say love dies last, which I think is very poignant and really appropriate for this story. And if you've never gotten one of these cool boxes, these branded boxes that they're doing, they usually have a quote on the inside, if you can see that. So
of the
that's the
book.
poem. Yeah, that's the poem that was written for the book. Bury my bones in the midnight soil, plant them shallow and water them deep. And in my place will grow a feral rose, soft red petals hiding sharp red teeth. You'd think she was a writer. And then, of course, the book. Signed, the entire first printing. Oh, look. Hey, Rick. Hey, Amy. Hey, Rachel. Yay, we've got people. Yay. Hi, people. I'm just not realizing that names are popping up on the bottom. Okay. See, this is why we're doing this, so I can figure out what in the world I'm doing. Um, so all of the first print run of this is signed. The entire, she signed, I think, 400,000 copies.
Yeah,
Hey, Rick. And it took what, 6 weeks, 7 weeks for her to do it. She went out in
that's
Colorado and
that's insane.
yeah,
That's dedication right there. Like, I
yeah,
was so surprised when my random like Target had it signed. Still, yeah,
I know. I was just absolutely. So this is for those of you wondering, this page is called a tip in. So I used to do this with Catherine. They would send us, like Barnes and Noble did a special edition. Yeah, 400,000, right? That's a lot of books signed. They would send us, tip ins, and I think we did like 6,000. And it took me the sum total of watching the entire first season of Stranger Things to sign all of them the first time I did it. It's exhausting. It hurts your hand. You forget your name. You forget how to spell your name. How she did 400,000 copies of this, beyond me.
I just
Absolutely.
want to know how many pens she went through.
Oh, I think Sharpie actually donated pens. And there's a video on her Instagram of all of these different pens that she went through. I mean, it was stacks. It was boxes and boxes and boxes of Sharpies. It's just fun, huh? I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
definitely.
what dedication to making sure that all of your readers have something special from your book. I think that was a really smart thing for her to do.
Agree. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then, also look at this cover, right?
So
Does
pretty.
that not give Rebecca vibes? Did my mom's name just pop up on the screen? She must have gotten the notification I was going live, and she just called me to say, "Oh, hi. Are you live on Substack?" Because that's what my mom does. Um, the cover with the roses. I don't know if you can tell that those are bleeding roses on here. Just
Your picture
spectacular.
comes through really well, actually.
Is that good? Yeah, I'm very impressed, and I think this book it's really good. If you liked Addie LaRue, you'll like this. It has tenderness in it that you would not expect from the topic. And it's sweeping and international and covers centuries of time. And the research that it took was astounding. So really cool. Really, really cool. So I'm going to pull up the Substack that we did today, and let's just talk for a minute about the books that came out this week. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about what you're reading right now. Yeah. And Paige is like, no, I don't want to. I don't
Oh,
want to do that.
oh, I'm cool with that.
Okay. So, on the blog today, we have Kara Rauda's Jill is not happy, and Kara is an absolute doll and just just the sweetest person in the world, and you would never expect the darkness that comes from her books for the bubbly, happy person that she is. Absolutely incredible. And Sean Cosby's King of Ashes came out this week. Have you ever read Sean S.A. Cosby?
I have.
You have?
It's been a yeah.
He's
I was
incredible.
I was really drawn to the book that was featured in All the Sinners Bleed. I added that to my
Yeah.
list after.
That one was amazing. I had him on Word on Words, and we
Mhm.
talked about that, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. And then earlier on Tuesday, I opened up my iPad, and the bottom left corner, I see Riley Gaines. My mom is texting me, sorry. I see, Riley Gaines. I Riley Sager's name on the bottom left of my iPad. I'm like, "Why is Riley's name on my iPad? What is this?" And it was the Hollywood Reporter had a article, and it was the notification for it. And I was like, "Oh, well, that's fun. That's really fun." So his new book, With a Vengeance, came out, and he is doing, this one's, Orient Express. And I think it's really fun how he's reimagining some of these classic mystery stories. So cool. Bob Dugoni, I've known Bob forever. We signed next to each other at one of my first Thriller Fests, and he was the nicest guy in the world. And his 11th Tracy Crosswhite book came out this week. Just I've got 10 books in the Tailored series, 10, something like that. But that's incredible. And then because I've read Silver Elite and Night and the Moth, by the way, if you haven't read it, is absolutely astounding.
Okay.
It is the weirdest book I think I've ever read. So weird that when I started it, like the first couple of chapters, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to stick with this. This is a little bit odd. Um, and I'm so glad I did because it's going to be in my top 5 books of the year. It was
Oh
absolutely,
wow.
yeah, it was
I was
really good.
instantly intrigued. I did not see a lot about it before it came out as much as her others. And I was like, this came out of nowhere, but I mean, I was like intrigued. So that's good to know.
I saw it on the New York Times list, number 1 on the New York Times list, and I went, "Oh, okay, I would like this." Um, the cover was spectacular, and it
Hmm.
just was weird and different, and how lucky are we to have so much great work out there to enjoy across so many different genres right now?
Oh, for sure.
I feel like writing's getting broader.
It really is. There's a lot more different takes being put out there on things and like twists and genre bending. And always fun.
Well, that's how you elevate your craft. Here's our
Oh,
here's
for
our
sure.
craft tip for the day. If you want to elevate your craft, you take 2 different genres and you merge them together, and that almost always take the trope and merge it with another trope, and the next thing you know, boom, big, huge, incredible story. So what are you reading? What have you been reading?
Cur- Currently, I'm reading The Song of Achilles. I'm I had not read it yet, and it had been on my list for a while, and I love how accurate it feels to the original story so far, but I also know that it's probably getting ready to like break my heart. So fully prepared for that.
It is heartbreaking. Have you read Circe? Madeline Miller's Circe?
Yeah, she's I love her writing, so I know that
Mhm. I
yeah.
listened to Song of Achilles, and it was devastating. Just
Mhm.
brilliant and devastating.
Yeah, my husband and I are actually reading it together, so he's listening and I'm reading. So he said that the narration is really good.
Yeah, it is. I have a hard time with audiobooks sometimes just because something about them just I don't know. I guess I speed read, and so I feel like the story is like dragging, and I don't like to speed it up too much because I can do it on 2, but that anything more than that, it sounds manic. So
That's yeah, exactly. And that's my thing too. That's like him. He always jokes that I read it like at least 3 or 4 times speed naturally. So he'll be reading at 2 speed, and I will just be chapters ahead of him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. And then I'm planning on reading because I guess I'm in that like mythology mood. I'm in planning to read the Blood of Hercules book that by Jasmine Mass.
Yeah.
I'm planning to read that next because I'm not ready yet. And I picked it up last night when I picked up the other book, so I'm kind of wanting to dive into that. It sounds really fun, and I've heard good things about it. So, like a strong heroine type thing sounds really fun.
Yeah. I've got it. I haven't read it, so you'll have to let me know.
For sure.
That was one of those I picked up and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great," and then I just didn't have time to get to it. How we doing, man? We've been on here for 20 minutes. This goes really fast.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Hey, Steve Womack. How are you? He's a friend of mine. Okay, I'm going to tell a Steve Womack story. This is a funny story since Steve Womack is here. So, back when I was a baby writer, like baby writer, and had no idea about anything, I had just read the John Sanford books, and the librarian said, "Have you read Steve Womack?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Oh, he writes a crime fiction series set here in Nashville." I was like, "Oh, well, okay, that's exactly what I'm thinking about doing." So I read his books and they were great. And somebody gave me his phone number. Now, kids, don't do this, okay? Just don't do this. Somebody gave me his phone number and I called him at home thinking when I introduced myself as a new writer that he would be like, "Oh my God, welcome to the club. I'm going to give you my agent's name and recommendation." And yeah, I mean, I was that person. I was that puppy when I started out. I had no idea that you're not supposed to do that. And he was very kind. He did not give me his agent's name, but he was very kind and he guided me towards Sisters in Crime, which I did join after that, and Bob's Your Uncle after that. But it was just kind of funny. So sorry, Steve, for calling you at home when I was a I mean, this was 20 plus years ago. Hopefully he doesn't remember. Now he remembers. Now he remembers. He's saying I didn't have an agent at that point. Well, no wonder you didn't introduce me. I feel much better. So you know what we're also doing is counting down the days. This is my last galleon. It's taken. It's actually taken, which is really sad. But it is coming. It is coming so soon. August 1st will be here before you know it. Um, I'm really excited about this. Saskia Marleveld is reading the narration for all of the characters except the monster. And Scott Brick is reading the monster on the audiobook. And I've been beside myself for months since I found this out. I mean, it's like the achievement. It's my mic drop. This is a mic drop for me. It's just absolute mic drop. Scott Brick is going to narrate the monster. So I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. I can retire now. I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited.
That is really exciting, honestly.
It's gonna be cool. I
Great
I hope
choice.
they get me I wanna hear a copy early. I'm gonna ask. Normally, you don't. Normally, you hear it when it goes on sale like everybody else, but I'm gonna ask if they'll send me some mastered versions because I really wanna hear it. I mean, Saskia posted that it freaked her out pretty bad, so I'm like, "Yes." Yeah, this is a different book. This is a different, really dark, really scary, tonally different book for me. Very insular and creepy. So I hope everybody loves it. I would give away a copy, but I don't have any more copies to give away. This one's going in the mail this afternoon. Sad. You don't, and I didn't send you any, so you don't have any. But I will if anybody is interested. And I don't know how we do it. How do we do it, Paige? How will this work? I do have a copy of Victoria Schwab's. Uh, I've got a signed copy to give away to folks that are watching, and I'm not quite sure how we do it. Do you leave a
Okay.
comment and say I want to? Let's let
Uh,
Paige figure this one out.
so if everyone will comment, we'll give like a few seconds here for everyone to comment, and I'll go through and see how many comments we get, and I'll just run that through a random number generator and let it decide.
Perfect. Perfect. I know people are probably like, "I don't want to." So also, just to make it fair in case people, can't or there's an issue,
Mhm.
with all of this, you can also, just comment on the blog today. You can go over to Friday Reads and just put an asterisk with your comment so we know that you were, "Oh, no, it's working. Oh, look, it's working." Okay. Oh, yay. I'm super excited. Who wait a second, who was saying there were V's mentor at Harpeth Hall? Who was that?
Steven.
You're kidding, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Very cool. Okay, so we're getting those, and then, again, for the people who aren't on here, who are gonna be watching it later today, just comment on the blog and put,
Mhm.
an asterisk, or maybe this will keep the comments open, I don't know. We will find out when we wrap this up, which we should probably wrap this up. I know it's a wild day. It's a crazy afternoon. I have an event at 3:30, so I got to kind of go switch my brain over to that. But I like it, Paige. I like this. Maybe we'll start doing this on Fridays for a half an hour. Just talk books.
It's fun.
Yeah, yeah. This could be very cool. Okay, so that is it for this live, and we will see you this time next week with the amazing Jane Ann Krantz. It Takes a Psychic is her new book, and Jane's she's just a doll, and she has bailed me out on a lot of story things. So cool beans. Good to see you, Paige.
Good to see you too. And good
Thanks
luck
for
on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it should be very, very cool. It's actually a Substack podcast. So we are Substack all
Oh,
the way.
fun.
Yeah. How about that? All right. Y'all be good. Bye. Be safe out there.